Vaše excelencie, vážená pani
Your Excellencies, Madam President, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the press briefing, the occasion, official visit of the President of the Republic of India, Excellency Draupadi Murmu. Before statements by presidents, we shall proceed with exchange of two memorandum recently have been signed between the Slovak and Indian side. MOU between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic and the Institute of Foreign Service, Ministry of External Affairs of Indian Republic of India. I'd like to kindly ask Department of Director for Slovak Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Spišiak, and State Secretary of the External Ministry's Affairs, Mr. Tameilol, to proceed with exchanging the memoranda.
Ďakujem.
Thank you. Followed the signature of MOU between Slovak Business Agency and National Corporation of Small Businesses of the Republic of India on micro, small and medium-sized enterprises. I'd like to ask Director of National International Program Department, Slovak Business Agency, Mr. Altoric, and also National Corporation of Small Companies of Republic of India, Mitam Subsirkic Arachai, to proceed with exchanging the memoranda. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Following now are press statements of the President of the Slovak Republic and President of the Republic of India. Mr. President Peter Pellegrini, you have the floor. Dear ladies and gentlemen, may I welcome to Slovakia most warmly Madam President of the Republic of India, Madam Draupadi Murmu, at her official visit. I'm honestly pleased with her being here because this is the first head of state visit of India to Slovakia after nearly 30 years. And I appreciate very much, Madam President, your interest in our country. I'd like to thank very much also for inspiring discussions we've had so far, because it is known of you that you are a great advocate of social justice and women's rights. And your life's experience, having achieved the post of the president, it's a personification of the story of a country with a huge potential, a country which today is one of the largest economies of the world, and it is the largest democracy in the world. We're still awaiting with Madam President for a rich agenda. Tomorrow we shall be opening jointly business forum. We shall be visiting the Jaguar Land Rover assembly plant near the city of Nitra, which at this time is the largest Indian investment to Slovakia. I'd like to reiterate that Slovakia and India have very friendly relations. And despite the differences of our two countries, many topics do, in fact, join us. There is an intense political dialogue underway, and the visit of Madam President to Slovakia is a peak of these efforts jointly in strengthening our political and bilateral relations. I'm very glad that today, during the visit of Madam President, two documents on bilateral cooperation were signed. MOUs on pertaining exchange of our diplomats, second, supporting cooperation of the small and medium companies. I can declare with pleasure that substantially growing is also our mutual trade, which over the past 5 years have tripled, today reaching the level of nearly 1.3 billion euros. And I'm very pleased indeed that also Indian partners are showing more and more interest now in Slovakia. This is not only numbers and figures, but it's an expression of mutual interest and trust, underlined by a large business delegation accompanying Madam President during her visit to Slovakia. India is one of the oldest civilizations, and that is why it has a major spiritual and cultural dimension to Slovaks. That's why I also appreciate the cooperation in the field of culture. And I'm pleased that last year, translated into Slovak, were Old Indian text Upanishads. And Madam President is going to receive one such original copy in a few moments from me. And I'd like to thank our embassy in Delhi that starting later this year, there will be a week of Slovak culture held. India is an inspiration to Slovaks in many other fields. Admiration is deserved in the digitization and modernization underway so rapidly in your country. That's why I'm glad that the business mission to Slovakia from India are innovative and technology companies represented, because we have good potential both in research development, IT. That's why Slovakia does have quite a bit to offer. And speaking of modern technologies and research and development, I'd like to thank the fact that there was this Indian launch vehicle, India helping in 2017 Slovakia, first ever satellite to be brought up to the orbit, Slovak SK Cube satellite. This has been an excellent cooperation, really expressed back then between Slovakia and India. We've talked much with Madam President about artificial intelligence, because India is one of the global leaders in this field. And later this year in Paris, there will be a major summit held on AI in Paris, France. We've discussed with Madam President also ethic and moral aspects and rules of AI. It should be based on, the functioning of AI should be based on. And we have agreed that modern technologies must be distributed into all levels of society. As in India, in Slovakia, is important for modern technologies to have access to any citizens, regardless of where they are born or what social standing they come from, making sure no one is left behind in this regard. Together with India, we are major advocates of multilateral functioning of the world, and we do support the functioning of our international organizations. It is key to Slovakia, and I've emphasized this yesterday in meeting a former president of UN General Assemblies. And on behalf of the Slovak Republic, I'd like to clearly declare at this place that within the United Nations, Slovakia is prepared to fully support India's bid to become a new permanent member of the UN Security Council. We've also touched upon discussing situation at the eastern border of Slovakia, that is the war conflict in Ukraine, when speaking with Madam President. And we have agreed that the solution of this conflict we do not see in further arming. We do not see either peace to be achieved on the battleground. Instead, the only way really are continued peace talks and diplomatic avenues to stop the bloodshed in Ukraine east of our border. Tomorrow with Madam President, we shall listen carefully to the management of the Jaguar Land Rover assembly plant. Dear Madam President, once again I'd like to welcome you most warmly in Slovakia, and I'm pleased that today you shall be visiting an important place for us, the Freedom Gate at the Devon Castle, which emphasizes commemorates all the victims of the communist regime, those who tried to flee and were apprehended, either called, tortured, or even killed in the process. And also, I'm pleased that on your ship cruise on a Danube River, you will be able to see our capital city from another perspective. And it again be a great honor once again to welcome you this evening at the Bratislava Castle, where at your honor we shall hold a state dinner attended by the most important government representatives and businesses who have joint activities with Indian companies, so that together we can remind ourselves yet again our mutual friendship and to send out signal to the citizens of both of our countries that we shall continue in this friendship. May I conclude by thank you very much, dear Madam President, for your warm-felt invitation to me to visit India. I look forward to very much to making this happen, hoping at a date of mutual convenience this shall be done. All the best to you, Madam President, and I wish you a successful stay in Slovakia.
Nech sa páči, Jej Excelencia, pani.
Your Excellency.
prezidentka.
धन्यवाद, सभी को नमस्कार। मुझे स्लोवाकिया आकर अत्यंत प्रसन्नता हो रही है। ये इस खूबसूरत देश की मेरी पहली
This is my first state visit to this beautiful country. I thank President Pellegrini and the people of Slovak.
गर्म जैसे भरे स्वागत और आतिथ्य के लिए धन्यवाद देती हूँ। मैं भारत के लोगों की ओर से ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं लेकर आई हूँ। भारत और स्लोवाकिया के बीच संबंध आपसी सम्मान, लोकतांत्रिक आदर्श और वैश्विक सहयोग के लिए साझा दृष्टिकोण पर आधारित है। हमारे दोनों देश अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर एक दूसरे का समर्थन करते हैं, जो हमारी गहरे दोस्ती को दर्शाता है। हमारे व्यापार संबंध फल फूल रहे हैं और हाल के वर्षों में हमारे व्यापार और निवेश में उल्लेखनीय वृद्धि हुई है। मैं इस अवसर पर यूक्रेन से भारतीय छात्रों को निकालने का दौरान स्लोवाक के लिए अटूट समर्थन के लिए धन्यवाद व्यक्त करना चाहूंगी। भारत स्लोवाकिया के सहयोग और उदारता को सदैव याद रखेगा, जो सच्चे साझेदारी और मित्रों के रूप में हमारे संबंध को मजबूत करेगा। स्लोवाकिया में भारतीय प्रवासी में बढ़े रहे जो हमारे दोनों देशों के बीच लोगों के बीच संपर्क में योगदान दे रहे हैं। देवियों और स्वजनों, आज सुबह राष्ट्रपति पेलेग्रिनी के साथ मेरे रचनात्मक बैठक हुई। हमने अपने द्विपक्षीय संबंधों के सभी महत्वपूर्ण पहलुओं की समीक्षा की और साझा वैश्विक और क्षेत्रीय हितों के मुद्दों पर भी चर्चा की। मैंने हमारे देशों के बीच संबंधों को मजबूत करने की दिशा में उनकी व्यक्तिगत पहल और प्रतिबद्धता को भी सराहना की है। हमने व्यापार और निवेश, विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी, रक्षा, डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी, माइग्रेशन और मोबिलिटी, अंतरिक्ष, परमाणु सहयोग, संस्कृति और सभी क्षेत्रों को शामिल करते हुए अपने दीर्घकालीन द्विपक्षीय संबंधों को और मजबूत करने और लोगों से लोगों के बीच संपर्कों को और बढ़ावा देने का संकल्प किया। हम यूनाइटेड नेशंस और अन्य बहुपक्षीय मंचों में अपने समन्वय और सहयोग को मजबूत करने पर सहमत हुए। मेरी यात्रा के दौरान मैं भारतीय परिषद के अध्यक्ष और प्रधानमंत्री फिट्सो के साथ भी मिलूंगी। चर्चा सहयोग के क्षेत्रों को मजबूत करने पर केंद्रित होगी। कल राष्ट्रपति पेलेग्रिनी और मैं संयुक्त रूप से इंडिया स्लोवाक बिजनेस फोरम का उद्घाटन करेंगे और नित्रा में टाटा जागुआर लैंड रोवर प्लांट का दौरा करेंगे। आर्थिक सहयोग पर स्लोवाक सरकार के फोकस को देखते हुए मेरे साथ एक मजबूत ट्रेड डेलीगेशन है। मुझे विश्वास है कि ये बातचीत हमारे द्विपक्षीय संबंधों को और मजबूत करने में मदद करेगी। मैं एक बार फिर महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी आपके शानदार आतिथ्य के लिए आपको धन्यवाद देती हूँ। मुझे विश्वास है कि स्लोवाक गणतंत्र की मेरी यात्रा हमारे द्विपक्षीय संबंधों को मजबूत करने में मदद करेगी। धन्यवाद।
Ďakujem veľmi pekne pánovi prezidentovi aj pani prezidentke. Vám všetkým, že ste prišli, prajem ešte pekný deň a vidíme sa opäť zajtra.